Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT news. Plenty more confirmations over the last 24 hours for various different teams. NRG Crashies is also now official, but ShahZaM, after confirming he's going to join a tier 2 team just the other day, says he is going to run down his contract at Sentinels, and then he's going to officially change his name to the new organisation, which he may be leaking, or he may just be a pretty good actor. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you are new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thanks very much indeed for doing that one. Let's dive into things then. Firstly, this $20 million is the amount of money earned for teams from the in-game Champions Bundle. That makes me think that they sold $40+ million worth of the Champions Bundle skin, because I'm pretty sure that Riot keeps half of it and then they give the other half to the teams. So $20 million will be split across all the teams that went to Champions, and therefore it trickles down to the players as well. So the players make a fair bit of money off this as well if you think about it. So pretty cool stuff. Last year there was a lot of concerns about organizations like X10 Crit, because I don't believe there's well, effectively the teams get 50%, like splits based on the amount of teams there are there of the total cut. So 20 million divided by the amount of teams, that gives you the money per team. But there's no, well, until this season I don't believe there was a regulation on how much the team had to give to the players. So X10 Crit, we believe, basically just kept all of the money. So they got their money through and they just didn't give any to the players, even though, maybe they gave like 10% to the players or something like that. Now most teams gave like 50% at least to the players, if not even more than that, depending on their relationships. And I believe Riot has now mandated that the teams give at least 50% of their cut to the players. So that's a good thing. Hopefully avoids an X10 Crit situation from last season, but it may happen again depending on how spicy these organizations want to be, especially if they got rejected from the franchise league. Let's talk about Shopify Rebellion. They confirmed that Vic will be joining their team alongside B-Dog, Dazzle, Mara and Moose. So of course, pretty much the LG team now going into Shopify Rebellion. They're running it back next season. Vic is going to be the man to join them and round out the team. This from Team Liquid as well, confirming, well, soon they say their roster's going to get confirmed. So Liquid, we think Redgar, Nats, these guys going to be coming through to round out the roster over there. That's expected relatively soon. Speaking of another former Gambit mech player, this is from Chronicle. There might not be anything in this, but I gotta say it's a rather interesting coincidence how Chronicle's recent tweet he did here, the first letter that is capitalized of every single sentence spells out tomorrow. And this is like almost too good to not be true. Tournaments are starting, only a couple months left until 2023. Maybe you'll see me playing. Of course I want to. Right now I'm chilling, really excited for next year, only just getting started. Watch this space. So like this has got to be what it actually is, right? TOMORROW. So yeah, probably today sometime, probably by the time this video goes live, as it usually tends to be, or within a couple of hours or so, Chronicle 2 Fnatic may well be official as well. We've known that for quite some time, of course, as well. Let's talk NRG. Crashies, another great announcement video here from Crashies to be joining them. We've seen how things have gone the last few days. Of course, Chet's here. FNS is the IGL. Crashies is joining also, and then we're going to round out the team with Victor, I'm guessing, tomorrow, and then after that, Artis is going to join to finish off the roster as well. So pretty cool stuff. That the entire former OpTic roster is indeed coming along here for the ride, and as Marv says, grats little bro. Interesting stuff from Marv, really, the fact that he's not going to be competing for a while and he's stepping away because, it could have been him getting announced here, right? I'm pretty sure he could have gone if he wanted to. I think that that's where he would have gone. He said that he would preferred this opportunity than the Sentinels one that he did have, but then fell through when they decided to go for that Sassy and Pancada route. The funny thing is about NRG, having confirmed those three guys so far, FNS and Crashies, of course, with Som going to be staying, they're actually the #1 ranked team in North America. Kind of funny how this works out. I guess Sentinels, because like the guys are in various regions, a bit tricky to rank them right now. But anyway, on VLR, right now, NRG are the highest ranked team because they've brought in those guys. So I guess the way it works out is they've effectively bought the competition and now they've become OpTic to a certain degree. So now they're the #1 ranked team. So 100T, the Guard, Cloud9, etc. I guess Sentinels, just because they bought Sassy and Pancada, doesn't really put them up the rankings particularly high. But NRG are now top of the lot. I just wanted to share this as well from FNS discussing the Artis versus cNed question, because of course Na'Vi, they brought in cNed for Artis because Artis is going to join NRG. It's kind of an open secret right now, right, that is technically unannounced, but we kind of know it's going to be happening. And FNS, the future IGL for Artis, reckons that yeah, between the two of them it's pretty close in terms of raw ability, but he reckons Artis is more disciplined and has a slightly higher caliber of play than cNed does.
Starting off real slow today. I don't like that. We don't like that.
You can't help them.
cNed or Artis? I've been asked this earlier. I said I think they both have the same mechanics, but I think Artis might be like I don't even know. I can't really say more intelligent, but I think there's better decision making. But I haven't seen cNed play in a long time, so I don't know.
Hello?
I think Artist is just slower than cNed.
We got a winner on our team.
Yeah, more disciplined for sure. I think. Hey, bomb. Hey, bomb.
So I guess some expected positive words there from FNS about his, future player that he's going to be teaming with, right? We imagine in the coming days to be Artist joining. Probably it'll be Victor today and then Artist tomorrow. That's how things have been going over the last couple of days. Let's talk then Tier 2 America's spreadsheets. One update here to mention, because this unknown organization, we've seen rumors that maybe Stewie2K was practicing with those guys. And yes, all this stuff may just be trials. It may be just a one-off situation that they tried out. But apparently now this unknown organization, whoever it is EU going to be their man. So Nismo, John QT, Xander, Koala Noob, and EU apparently is going to round out that 5-man team. Interesting stuff, whichever organization it is. Apparently this is pretty much set in stone now, not yet confirmed, even though we know that 3 of these guys at least have actually signed deals with this organization, whatever it potentially is. And still on this list at least, Stewie2K, Brax, Raucus, Zoms, and Tex are being noticed, even though we had, the Zoms and Tex with the TSM situation. So I'm not exactly sure how up to date all this type of stuff is, or whether what we saw was just a 1 or 2 off trial really, and now they've gone back to kind of what they were initially intending to do, but it all could still change. Tier 2 is an absolute mess. Now, the key thing that keeps drawing my eye every time I look at these from Flynn is the G2 question, because G2, we believe they've got a coach in there that we're not really sure, it's not been announced or anything, but we guess that they're trying to build a roster. And they've obviously not just sat there for the last week and done nothing. They've obviously been talking to players and trying to make something happen. Now, which organization could ShahZaM potentially be joining? Because ShahZaM has made it quite clear recently. And before we talk about ShahZaM, quick note on TSM, just because you guys may have seen news yesterday about the whole FTX thing, where FTX has now run out of money and they're like massively in debt, or like they're negative Bitcoin or whatever that even means. And Binance was going to buy them and acquire them, but then there was drama about like mishandled customer funds. So basically FTX was going to get bailed out and bought by Binance, but that's now not going to happen anymore, and FTX are just getting thrown to the trash cans, it seems. So yeah, it's not looking so good for FTX at all, and it's probably going to happen to a lot of these other kind of exchanges as well, where a lot of them, and it's kind of inevitable, right? Like, was FTX really going to last with all the other big ones out there? Like, it seemed doubtful from day one. But FTX were paying, what was it? Like, was it $200 million or something? Or $100 million to TSM over like a 10-year period? There was a lot of money they were going to be paying them. And that sponsorship deal has lasted like 2 years, and now they've run out of money. So yeah, probably, I don't know what that means for TSM's finances. I don't know if they've got some arrangement in place, because surely if they were TSM, they could have potentially seen this coming, right? The fact that FTX were paying them all this money and that maybe it wasn't going to last for them. So yeah, just worthy of note there, because not exactly sure what it means for TSM as an organization, but wanted to share this here from ShahZaM, where he discusses joining his next team, saying that he's not going to take Sentinels out of his kind of bio quite yet, but he will be when he joins G, and then he doesn't say G2, but he's probably just joking around.
I'm still contracted by Sentinels. If I change it to just ShahZaM right now, then I'll have to wait a month to change it to my new team name. So I'll wait for my new team's announcement, and then I'll change it to G. I'm playing.
So what do you guys think about this, right? Like, did he accidentally leak the fact that he's going to join G2? Is he just, trying to play around and say, I'm going to change it when I join G2, rather than, saying his next organization? Probably he was just messing around. But at the same time, maybe maybe it was intentional and he just tried to play it off, because G2 are the organization that has been most discussed around ShahZaM, because he's not going to, we believe, go to EG. It's possible that he still joins EG just because they have a 1-man missing on that team. They need another player on that roster. They've only got 4, Jorgemo, Com, Boostio, and Ethan. They need a 5th man. Probably ShahZaM doesn't make that much sense there. It could possibly be the case if he goes into the franchise league, but if not, which seems more likely, he's going to be in tier 2, and G2 are the organization that is open right now, and a big organization that he could go to. So wouldn't be surprised if he actually is going to end up there, but just because the way he said that, it makes me think that it's actually not going to be G2, because otherwise he wouldn't have leaked it. But yeah, I don't know, definitely intrigued your thoughts on that in the comment section below. A couple of quick things to mention here, because the Game Changers World Championship is beginning in just a couple of days. This is the Plat Chat rankings for this going in. Really difficult to say, because across multiple regions, how good are the G2 team compared to Cloud9 White? Cloud9 White are the favourites in their eyes. Then you've got the Crew team, the Guild X, Team Liquid Brazil. So yeah, these are the power rankings for the World Championship of Game Changers, which begins, I believe, in just a few days' time, with $500,000 on the line. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
it out.